Namanda, namanda, namanda. Namamida, namanda, namanda.
Good morning. Welcome to White River Buddhist Temple's Lady Kujo service. My name is Georgette Magnan, and I will be chairing this morning's service. Throughout the service, we encourage you to engage in the Zoom chat with other attendees and let us know where you're watching from. As a reminder, we are continuing to work through some technical issues of streaming, so please bear with us as we learn and adjust. The Buddhist Women's Association was founded in Japan in the early 20th century by Tokeko Kujo, a daughter of Kosan Otani, 21st Monshu, or head priest of the Nishi Honkanji. Her work promoted women's status and redefined women's roles at our temples. Today's service is dedicated to her work. In addition, we look forward to hearing from our guest speaker, Reverend Cynthia Yasaki of Tacoma Buddhist Temple. Please gasho for the following meditation. We should know that Amita's primal vow does not discriminate whether one is young or old, good or evil, and that the true and trusting alone is needed, for it is the vow that seeks to deliver sentient beings burdened with foolishness and blind passions. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. This morning, we will chant Sambujo, followed by Jusei, led by Reverend Warwick.
Kujo, mida, nyorai, niudo, yo, san, ge, ra, aku. Ujo, shaka, nyorai, niudo, yo san ye ra aku Kujo jipo nyorai ni udo yo san ye ra aku Dragon Chosegan Ishibujodo Shigan Humanzok Sefujo Shogak Gao Muryoko Huidai Seishu Usai Shobingu Sefujo Shogak Gashi Jobundo Myosho Chojiapo Kukyo Mishomon Sefujo Shogak Ryokujin Shonen Yo Eishu Bongyo Shigu Mujodo Isho Tenin Shi Jinriki Endai Ko Fusho Musaido Shoujo Sankumyo Kosai Shuyakunan Kaihichi Egen Meshi komo am Heisokusho akudo Tsudaten zen shumon Koso jo manzo Ioro jiopo Nichigaten shujuki Tenko onpugem Ishu kai hozo Kosei kudoku ho Yo dai shuchu Seppo shishiku Kuyo isai but Gusoku shutoku hom Ganne shinjo man Tokui sangayo Nyobuten mugechi Tsudaten nihusho Gangaku eri Kitoshi saisho som Shiganyako ka Daisen okando Koku shoten nin To uchin myoke Namman dambu Namman dambu Namman dambu Namman dambu Namman dambu Namman dambu Ganishi kudoku byodo sei isai dohoten bodai ishin oryo Namanda, Namamida, Namanda, 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 Namanda.
Please join me in the reading of the Golden Chain. The reading will be displayed on your screen. The Golden Chain. I am a link in Amita's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amita's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Me Tabbats, Namo Me Tabbats, Namo Me Tabbats. Thank you. Now, I would like to welcome Reverend Warwick, who will introduce today's speaker.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our virtual service, and thank you for joining us today. Today we have a special guest to speak to us, Reverend Cindy Yosaki. She was born and raised in the city of Torrance, California, and grew up at going to the Gardena Buddhist church, where she became interested in learning about Buddhism. And so after graduating from high school, Reverend Cindy attended the Youth Buddhist Retreat at Sacramento Betsu Inn in 2009, where she became a youth minister's assistant. And in 2013, again, she became a minister's assistant at Gardena Buddhist Church. So also in 2015, she graduated from San Jose State University with her Bachelor in Science and Health Sciences. And in 2017, she started attending the Institute of Buddhist Studies there at Berkeley. Reverend Cindy completed her certificate in Shin Buddhism in the spring of 2019 and received the first level ordination Tokudo in Kyoto, Japan in 2019. She married her husband, Reverend Tadao Koyama, in the summer of 2020 and moved with him to Tacoma, I believe in August, when he was assigned there as the resident minister. Reverend Cindy hopes to complete her master's in Buddhist studies at the Institute of Buddhist Studies this coming Sunday, and we wish her a great deal of luck and success in that. So without further ado, Reverend Cindy, would you please speak to us?
If I could ask everyone to please join me in Gasho. Next, concerning interesting, it is the ocean of Shinjin, perfect and unhindered. That is the Tathagata's consummately fulfilled great compassion. Hence, there is no mixture of doubt. It is therefore called interesting. The essence of interesting is the sincere mind of benefiting others and directing virtues. Namo Amida Butsu. No more midabutsu. No more knots. No more knots. No more. Good morning, everyone, and happy Valentine's Day to you all. I hope that you already told your very special someone or people how much you care about them. I would also like to extend my thank yous to Reverend Warwick and everybody at the White River Buddhist Temple for inviting me to speak for the memorial service for Lady Takeko Kujo, a major influencer of Jodo Shinshu today. The quote that I started with is a quote from the Kujo Shinsho, or the teaching practice, the true teaching, practice, and realization of the Pure Land Way, the greatest work by the founder of Jodo Shinshu, Shinran Shonin. This quote is the first passage on the section entitled Entrusting or Shingyo in the chapter on Shinjin. This quote is an actual quote by Shinran, where he reminds us within Shinjin or faith or entrusting, there are three minds of Shishin or sincere mind, Shingyo or the mind of true joy, and Yokusho or the mind of aspiration for birth. Within Shingyo or true joy, Shinran discusses doubt through acts he calls poisoned and sundry good, and false and deceitful practice. These are self-power practices, practices that encourage the attainment of enlightenment through our own power. Shingyo is one pointing finger to help us realize other power or tariki, the reliance on the vast wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha to attain enlightenment, as our acts are filled with calculation. Lady Takeko Kujo shows through her work the deep faith she had in the workings of Amida Buddha. Lady Takeko Kujo was born the daughter of Monchu Myonyo, the first Monchu, or head of Jodo Shinshu, and the current Gomonchu's great-great-grandfather. She lived her life praising and entrusting in the wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha. Her accomplishments in life include founding the Kyoto Women's University, allowing many young women to achieve higher education, the founding of Asoka Hospital, a result of Lady Kujo helping many people during the Great Kanto earthquake in 1923, and the co-founding of the Buddhist Women's Association, allowing many Jodo Shinshu women to help their local temples and communities. Lady Takeko Kujo passed away at the age of 42 from blood poisoning. Because she passed in February, we call the day we celebrate Lady Kujo's life and contributions as Kisaragi-ki. The name Kisaragi is a classic Japanese name for February, and is perfect for remembering Lady Kujo, as she was likened to a midwinter flower. Lady Kujo's many contributions helped to bring forth the importance of women in a society where men mostly held a leading role. Lady Kujo also created many poems that have been translated into a couple of books. The first book, entitled Muyuge, Flower Without Sorrow, the original name of Lady Kujo's work, was funded and translated by the Southern District Dharma School Teachers League in 1985. The name Muyuge is taken from the name of the flower of the Asoka tree, which Queen Maya is said to have reached up for before giving birth to Prince Siddhartha Gautama. A second translation was made in 2018, entitled Leaves of My Heart, and includes other poems by Lady Kujo. Many of these poems have Jodo Shinshu undertones. For example, here is a work translated from Lady Takeko Kujo's Muyuge, entitled Led by the Light of Wisdom. Man is weak. When the self-centered part of him takes over, he always prays for good fortune. There is no difference in this between savages and so-called civilized men. As long as we do not rely on wisdom, we will wander in the world of delusion. What destroys superstition is wisdom. The shadow that covers the heart and causes it to beg for good fortune disappears the moment it is confronted by wisdom's light. Further, it would be impossible to even seek the limitless life if we were not continually shined upon by the light of the Buddha's wisdom. What is there to doubt when we stand before universal wisdom? How to be regretted that we go contrary to the light and wander the dark path of superstition. Even while sorrowing that I am but a weak being and unable to rely on anything, I wish to have that spacious plane of light guide me and fill my heart with joy. This poem by Lady Kujo describes the doubt in Amida Buddha through superstition and encourages faith in Amida's workings. In Jodo Shinshu, we do not rely on superstition, as it does not promote our enlightenment, as Amida Buddha has already ensured our enlightenment. But our society and culture are full of superstitions. So Reverend Tadao and I have a routine of watching television shows during our relaxation time. For a while now, we've been watching Cheers on Hulu. So for those of you who are too young to know about Cheers, it is about a group of friends who hang out at a bar. The reason why we started watching Cheers is because Reverend Tadao grew up watching Frasier, who is one of those friends of Cheers. Frasier is played by Kelsey Grammer, who is the man sitting in the chair in the picture. And Reverend Tadao and his family love that show so much that we were both like, we should watch the original Cheers, and we've been enjoying it ever since. Anyways, there's this 2-part episode that we saw recently about Carla, one of the waitresses of the bar, who decided to get married to her fiance, Eddie, who is an ice hockey player. So Carla and her fiance are known to be one of the most two superstitious people to ever get married. They decided to get married on the 23rd, a combination of their lucky numbers, and agreed to not get married on a Wednesday because of what they called bad juju. Both the bride and groom do their best to organize a wedding so it reflects good luck. They eventually go to an astrologist to even make sure that the stars and planets are aligned. Unfortunately, the luck starts turning when Eddie sees Carla the day they get married before they get married, as it is unlucky to see the bride right before you get married. Both of them start yelling and screaming at each other that they couldn't get married now because of the bad luck. After this, some time with their friends, Eddie decides that every type of bad luck wouldn't be able to do anything to stop him and Carla from getting married. So Eddie smashes a mirror and spills salt without worrying about the consequences. Carla, too upset because of the bad luck Eddie is conjuring, storms out, but is eventually coaxed to talk to Eddie about their future. In the end, they both get married as they realize that they would be able to overcome everything together, even the bad luck. In Jodo Shinshu, we are not supposed to rely too heavily on luck or superstition. Lady Kujo, in her work, helps to remind us of Shinjin and other power, two important parts of Shinan's understanding of Mida's infinite wisdom and compassion. Shinan calls such superstition as false and sundry practices that encourage us to focus on our power to influence certain outcomes. In the Kujo Shinsho, he argues that because we are foolish beings or bonbu, we take superstitions and try to use them to our advantages, allowing for calculation. These calculations are our calculations for enlightenment. Whether it be trying to accumulate more good karma or avoid the bad. Calculation, according to Shinan, is what traps us to transmigrate through the 6 realms endlessly. This is why we rely on Amida Buddha's infinite wisdom and compassion, as they have already made it possible for us to become enlightened upon entrance to the Pure Land. This is why we say Nam Mô Amida Butsu in gratitude to the wondrous workings of Amida Buddha. Though we should not be relying too heavily on luck and superstition, I do think it is impossible to get it out of our daily lives. Society and culture have embedded such superstitions in our lives that even the mentions of good luck come out in everyday language. Telling people good luck when they are about to do something life-changing or daunting. Or, knock on wood, to steer any bad luck away before or after saying something ominous. Amida Buddha and Shinan understand that we are Bombu. We cannot stay away from superstition throughout our life as it is important in our society and culture. Through Lady Takiko Kujo's work, she reminds us that Shinan Shonin taught us to not rely heavily on superstition, so much that it rules life, but to turn our attention to Amida Buddha's infinite wisdom and compassion. In closing, please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu.
Thank you, Reverend Yasaki, for your Dharma message. Thank you for joining us for this special service. At this time, we will read the Jodo Shinshu Creed together. The words will also be displayed on the screen. Please follow along. Jodo Shinshu Creed. Entrusting the vow of the Buddha and reciting the sacred name, I shall proceed through the journey of life with strength and joy. Revering the light of the Buddha, reflecting upon my imperfect self, I shall strive to live a life of gratitude. Following the teachings of the Buddha, discerning the right path, I shall spread the true Dharma. Rejoicing in the compassion of the Buddha, respecting and aiding one another, I shall do my best to work towards the welfare of society. Thank you. Today, we are fortunate to have a musical recording of Doksan 2, played by Don and Judy Gardner. Please join us in singing along as the words will be displayed on your screen.
Sorry, due to technical difficulties, there will be no musical recording today.
All right, thank you. Well, before we end today's service, I'd like to make a few announcements. As a friendly reminder, in-person temple operations remain suspended indefinitely. Your safety is our top concern, and we're working hard to find virtual opportunities to engage our Sangha. Directly following today's service, please join us for a virtual Zoom meeting and a meet and greet with our guest speaker, Reverend Yasaki. The link can be found in the email that was sent earlier today or at www.wrbt.org/service. All service dates and links can be found on the temple calendar or on the website. Our next virtual service will be next Sunday, February 21st at 10:30 a.m. Our next virtual Timeless Favorites cooking class will be on March the 6th. Please register online at www.rbt.org/Timeless Favorites, all one word. We'll be announcing what we are cooking soon. Our next book club meeting will be March 7th, 7 p.m., where we will discuss the final chapters of the book, Being Mortal. Please join us. Finally, if you don't already, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and our website for the latest information. Those are all the announcements. At this time, please Gasho for the closing meditation. Awaken to the life-nurturing primal vow of Amida. Those who only entrust in this universal activity of love and compassion, through the benefit of being embraced and never forsaken, all attain enlightenment. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Let's see. Before we close today, I want to thank Reverend Yasaki Reverend Warwick, and Rona for helping set up, Kendall for managing the IT. All your contribution make today's service possible. Thank you for joining our virtual service today. We hope that you enjoyed it and appreciate you joining us from wherever you are. We hope you join us again. Stay safe, stay warm, and if you like, please join our virtual meet and greet with our guest speaker. Thank you very much.